If somebody walked into your house and raped your daughter in your presence, you better die. You know that feeling? Watch any kufe. Let me die. You can't stand that somebody raping your daughter. You better die. That feeling. You need to have something close to that for your country.
A very good day to you and welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Jedel Kabiro. It's always a pleasure, it's always a joy, it's always a privilege to have you every single day for these conversations we hope will help our political leaders in making better policy decisions and informed political moves. I'm here with Herman Manyora. Prof, great to see you. How are you doing?
Good.
We haven't talked this week. Ulipotelea wapi?
Niko area. Tuko area.
I'm hearing you're the people
Tuko ground.
Pushing for the Adani deal. Is this the case? Some people hidden in some shadows pushing these deals, and that's why I'm wondering where you've been. But from the look of this Adani JKA takeover, you see the conversation in the country. Kenyans don't want it. Kenyans are thinking this is our heritage. From where you sit, what comes to mind when you listen to our leaders still pushing for the same thing, still saying we are looking at the process, we are looking at how the deal came by?
It reminds me that we learn nothing from history or from anything. If we went through Gondenberg and with a mountain of gold and a mountain of shame, you know, there are always scandals everywhere in the world. Why do I pick the Goldenberg scandal as a very low moment in our life? And that it came with a lot of shame. Why? Because some very young Indians, illiterate, semi-literate Indians, one of them was even a Kisumu person, not even a Nairobi person, spinning professors, government ministers, and higher than that. Some illiterate young Indian boys, and I'm not being a racist. I'm just saying a boy from Kisumu, Miwani here, Kinaketa and Somalia and Patni. Boys who didn't even have education and they are young boys. Spinning Kenyans.
And now we are here.
This many years we are back. It's terrible. I can't believe it. And you know, I'm going to talk about it in detail. But all I'm saying is, it is painful. Painful because it amounts to selling your country.
Talk to me about sovereignty when it comes to this conversation, because that is what you're saying. If we are giving them our airport to build, operate, and then transfer later after 30 years, this 30 years,
you know, let me
is
tell
it
you
our
this.
sovereignty being taken?
It is like this. The thief has been becoming bolder and bolder and bolder. He began approaching your home when you are not there at night. Then he became bolder, would approach your home daytime if you are not there and steal. Became bolder, could come in the house when you are there at night. And now he's just coming, walking into your compound when you are there, taking your lunch and picking what they want. That's what our people are now doing. It has been growing and growing. It's gotten to a point now they don't even care. I think we are at a point where if some people are offered a good price, they'll just sell this country and walk away.
You know, we could have easily blamed the previous cabinet ministers from Murkomen, and now we are having CS Mbadi and we're having CS Opiyo Wandayi supporting the move for Adani to take over our power lines through Ketraco. The Treasury CS says we are looking at all these things as they're unfolding.
What is there to look at?
Tell me, we brought ODM, at least government said we brought ODM for them to help us. Does this mean our caliber of leaders in this country really do not care?
I told you from the start, these are just flower girls. They're not leaders. They are not even intelligent people to begin with. You know, to be educated is to be committed. And when you are committed, you have courage. But we just have people with little education and little brains. Very easy to be swayed by things of this world. and auction a whole country and the future of a country, the future of generations of people to come. They have no shame. They don't care. They want to make money. Any of these guys, the ones you are mentioning, Joe already had his own billions. Oparanya has his hundreds of millions or 1 or 2 billion. But I can say without fear of contradiction, if you follow these guys in the next 3 years before 20, each of them will be a multi-billionaire. They should prove me wrong. They should not even accuse me. I just want Mbadi to prove me wrong. I just want Opio and I, my friend, to prove me wrong. I hold the view that in the next 3 years, each of them will be a multi-billionaire.
Through these deals.
Yeah. So let them prove me wrong. I'll be very happy. On behalf of Kenyans, I want to be proved wrong. I'll be the happiest Kenyan that Mbadi should work from Treasury with just maybe another 100 or 200 million to go back to Suba and become governor or something.
What do you expect from them?
And
Because
that my friend Opio and I can go back to his political career with just an extra 200-300 million.
You know, we agree that...
But unfortunately,
yes,
the ODM flower girls in government will live in 2027 with several billions in their pockets and accounts.
I'm asking, what do you expect from them? We agree that governments exist in perpetuity, and then these CSs come and find these documents are already there. The deal has already been brokered. What do you expect from them? Should they come and cancel everything, despite even if the president is pushing for the same?
But then there are people in this world who say no. There are people who say no. There are few, but they are there. And the world is always saved not by crowds, but by few men of conviction, few women of conviction. We saw an example of a woman, Central Bank. What was her name? I've forgotten. She said no. Jacinta somebody from Taita. She paid for it. Jacinta somebody.
How should they go through?
There are few men and women of conviction who look at their country and say, I cannot sell my country.
Let's go back to Adani. How do we go to rebuild this JKI? Because we all agree that JKI needs some help. Even yesterday, I think they did not have jet fuel, causing some delays there. How should we go through this process of rebuilding JKIA, or do we need to rely on external partners?
You know, I don't have the facts. I'm just annoyed without the facts. It's not a very good thing.
Yes, I know.
But sometimes you can just get annoyed. But I don't have the facts. But there are a few things I know. One of them, and by admission of government itself, which Uhuru put very clearly across, that the government cannot do good business. Government cannot enter into a good deal. He was trying to justify two things. One, hiring of police vehicles instead of buying them. Leasing, eh? Two, hiring of the health equipment. You know? So Uhuru was saying it's because government cannot do, he's not a good businessman. Cannot enter into a good deal. I was wondering, was that one not a deal? So, public-private partnership, whatever, private, public, whatever, PPPs,
yes,
have never helped this country. Because Kenyans are greedy. Kenyans will sell their country at the slightest opportunity. That's why Somalia could take our coastline. Please. Somalia will take our coastline. Because these negotiations, Somalia has a case against Kenya. That hii coastline karibu yote ni yao.
Yeah.
And it was a prolonged discussion, negotiations. Some of them highly sponsored by international bodies and agencies. But when Kenyans go there, they go shopping. When men are talking about their country. And when some of those warlords with barons have money, umekuja hapa. They used to go to discussions were always outside where?
Dubai.
Take your million, take $500,000. Fanyia mama yako shopping. You are a young man. Shop for your mother and your wife. So when they come back in that meeting, they never talk about their country. Kenya loses every single case. The Attorney General's office has almost won no case.
Yeah, you remind me of Mbadi asking how KAA approved this so fast, supersonic speed.
It is because Kenyans never know that this is their country. That thing is not there. Other people, if you talk ill of their country, they can criticize their country, let me tell you. But if you talk ill of their country, in their country, they will deport you. Even the biggest critic of a country, they will not allow you to talk bad about their country. There's something about you need to have about your country, the way you have about your family. If somebody walked into your house and raped your daughter in your presence, you better die. You know that feeling? Watch any kufe. Let me die. You can't stand that somebody raping your daughter. You better die. That feeling. You need to have something close to that for your country. This is what people don't have. So whenever there are negotiations on behalf of government, our people always look for just what they can get out of it. And that's why we keep losing. So I don't have the details. But I know these Adani deals are about what people could be getting out of it.
You know, they're saying they're going to invest $2 billion. And those that are pro this deal, they're saying if we don't take this money, we're going to put ourselves back into debt. Then you ask ourselves, are we in that place, Prof, that we need external partners to sponsor us with $2 billion?
$2 billion is very little money. It's money these MPs and politicians squander in 6 months. $200 billion is about...
$2 billion.
The dollar has gone. $2 billion is about 250 billion Kenya shillings. It's 250 billion shillings. This money, MPs already have almost 60, 70 of that to squander, 50 or so on CDF. Another, 40 or so, the Parliamentary Service Commission for paying themselves for traveling all over the place. Half of that money is just squandered by MPs. Is that really money you can talk about? 250 for a country like Kenya? 250 billion shillings? $2 million is not money to a country like Kenya. We are not Burundi. There are many things. There's just one thing you can do this and you have the money on the table. Minerals, concessions for minerals. We have so much we can do. 2 billion shillings is not money.
Kenyans are asking, why isn't the
2 billion shillings is money to me, an individual, $2 billion, but not to a country like Kenya. I've not been following this Adani deal. Partly because I'm so mad, I'm not capable of sober reasoning, and I'm confessing. I'm just thinking of golden bag. I have nothing against anybody. But this idea that we should hold our country for somebody to rape, it doesn't sit well with me. I don't even need the details. I just feel how. I wouldn't. I'm an old man and I have no money. I would really have some little money. Have a holiday home in Mombasa or somewhere, Diani Coast, white sands there, Uko Coast there. Very nice beaches, a holiday home there. I've seen people, a nice farm in Kitale, a nice home in Nairobi. I've worked enough for this country. I deserve that. So I will also need some little money like that. But if I'm going to get that money in this kind of ways, how will I enjoy it?
Would a man watch his daughter being raped? That's Prof's analogy. That is what
and almost support it. Because they keep quiet. Well, shika ipesa enda inje. That's what we are doing to our country. I don't have the details. Let nobody say, I don't have the details. I know, but I know any government business with private partners. Look at the energy sector, independent power producers. Is it not a graveyard of corruption? Actually, at some point I said corruption resides in the energy sector. Look at those deals. If you read at them, I try to read those PPs. I feel one page I want to cry. Just tupa hiyo karatasi.
So you
can't read through.
Ukasema Adani utasoma.
Sasa hii Adani mimi sitaki. That's why I'm ignorant. Mimi sitaki kusoma hiki tu Adani. I don't want to be hospitalized with pressure.
Thanks for tuning into that conversation. Leave a comment down below. Have yourself a lovely rest of your day.